Welcome back. What's going on? It's the Fantasy Football Dad now doing Best Ball MLB. Your dad he's not dedicating himself to one sport. He's trying new things. He's wanting to, be a baseball guy now. But in all honesty, I love MLB. I love MLB baseball, best ball, sorry. Just because it's a lot easier than having to do either daily fantasy or a fantasy league where you have to set lineups. Unfortunately, there's too many games going on, and your dad only has so much time during the summers when the kids are running around away from school. So it makes it a lot easier to do best ball, right? Draft your team and set it and forget it. Let's see what happens when it comes time to about September-ish. Who's healthy, who's not. You got 20 guys that hopefully make it through. All you need is 3 and 3 and flex. So I'm seeing 10 of those idiots just stay healthy and be able to kind of get you through to the playoffs and then to the finals. So I'm gonna go through a draft here today. Underdog, the best was the base hit. It's the $5 draft, 5 entries. It's something that you can definitely try. I think, to be honest, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm a baseball stat master or anything like that. Like, I don't really, I know what WOBA and WRC and all these kind of stats, but I don't really look at them. And like I said, with best ball, it's really just luck, right? If your players can stay healthy, you're looking good. If you can pick a couple of guys that are a little bit of upside to them, a la Cal Riley last year, who I was pretty high on and had him in quite a few of my drafts, and it paid off. Guys like that, I had no idea who Nick Kurtz was. So situations like that where I did not know Nick Kurtz, didn't draft Nick Kurtz, and ended up being one of the best rookies last year, the best rookie, I guess, last year, and put up a dominant season. So, I wouldn't say I know everything, but I'll just kind of walk you through my process of drafting. It's not the greatest. I wouldn't say it's the best, but at the same time, I just hope you guys have a little bit of fun listening to me while I draft, and just kind of leave some comments. Let me know what you think of the team. If there's anything you think I should do better, definitely welcome it. But really, I just love best ball, all formats, any type of sport. So this time we're doing baseball, so we'll kind of go through it together and let you know what we end up with here. So what we do have to this year is we are going to have quite a few entries in. So I'm going to try to put some dinger teams in. I've maxed out the base hit, really. So unless another one pops up, we're kind of down on that one. But we can definitely do the dinger quite a few times. So I'll put some videos up of your dad drafting some of those teams and kind of walking through the process of doing it. So so we landed on here the number 5 spot. As you can see from ADP, looks like Kyle Schwarber or Bobby Witt. It's a decision I probably have to do as I go. Kyle Tucker, because he's in that loaded Dodgers lineup. Doesn't hurt having being in with Shohei and Freddie Freeman and Betts and Teoscar. Doesn't really hurt being in that lineup right there too. So a little bit. Kyle Schwarber, obviously home run king, put up a dominant season last year, as you can see, 56 home runs. And so really dominant. Obviously puts up almost close to 1,800 underdog points given the home runs he hits. But I do like Bobby Witt. I think it's just a level of consistency you get with him, and a dominant player on his own, just because he puts up so many stats, stolen bases, RBIs, can hit the home runs, but single, just a great hitter. So that's always a bonus as well. I think in this case, I'll probably go with Schwarber to start off with. Just because of outfielders, like that whole thing about outfielders while you're drafting best ball, they are a little bit of a hot commodity. They tend to go a lot faster than any of the other positions. So there's a limited supply on them. You kind of want to get 6 to 7, 7 being your max, but at least 6 strong ones, because like I said, it goes pretty quick. So Let's take Kyle Schwarber here. He's still in that loaded Phillies lineup. He's got Bryce Harper, he's got Trey Turner. They added Adolis Garcia from the Rangers. Yeah, so it should still be a strong lineup, as you know, and the opportunity for him to put up the stats again will be there. He's got that fresh new contract, wants to be in Philly, so I think it's just going to, hopefully everything aligns, and we get another strong season from Mr. Schwarber. So that was my pick. I'm guessing Bobby Wood will go next. Mr. Duke Dean wants to draft, but yes, Bobby Wood goes next. So in the next round, you have a couple of options. You have obviously, I don't think Scooble or Skeens will last, but if they do, those are the two options I have. If I want to take a strong pitcher in the first couple of rounds there. The aforementioned Cal Riley is there. Roman Anthony, who should be a full season. Lindor always is really great. Obviously, he broke a hamate bone. I didn't even know what that bone was until a couple of weeks, like this week, I guess, with Corbin Carroll, him, and everyone, and Jackson Holiday going and getting the how do three dudes get the same injury? Like, it's so crazy, man. But anyways, a lot of fear. With those injuries, as you can see, Corbin Carroll was going number 4 pretty much, number 5, and he's dropped quite a bit in ADP since that injury. So a little bit of an interesting situation when you have like 3 top players. I don't know about Jackson Holiday, but Lindor and Corbin Carroll for sure that have suffered the same injury, and potentially not sure how long they can take. There's some situations where I've read that it can affect your power to start off with, something that you have to kind of build up again throughout the season. But another study, there was a study done on the hamate bone injuries, and the injury the study concluded that players come back and normal, and there's no reason to panic when it comes to these injuries. So I think there's a little bit of a ability to get some guys late. Like I was doing a DraftKings draft for Best Ball, and Corbin Carroll fell all the way to the second round. And funny, it was Kyle Schwarber that I had. I think the sixth pick, and then so Corbin Carroll fell all the way down to, I guess if I was sixth, all the way down to 19. Yeah, so 90. I was like a smash right away. You take him there, even if he's not hurt. If he's hurt the first month or two, just the value of Corbin Carroll in the second round, given the numbers he can put up. But like I said, unknowns with the power, and if that does affect players, that's something that won't be good. But you gotta take that risk when you have a player like him. So let's just kind of look at this draft to see where we're at. No big. Actually, Vladdy goes first round, 7th. So that's pretty quick. Nick Kurtz as well goes in 9th. Corbin Carroll falls all the way to 12th with Rooker, Ramirez, Ellie De Cruz, Matt Olson. Kind of goes a little bit quicker than normal. So a couple of surprises here in the draft. The infielders are getting picked up pretty quick here. Jordan Alvarez. And we're going to be up in 2 here. So, a couple of guys I do like. Let's see. Jackson Churio. I don't mind him. Man, like, I'm looking at Scooble, and I just wonder if I should just take him. I really don't like taking pictures that early, but I like Sanchez as well, so I think I can land Sanchez, but let's take Churio for now. Yeah, just taking the outfielder. Um, I really like. You can't go wrong. Okay, you got these pitchers here, the top five. I would say that are kind of going in drafts. Yamamoto kind of scares me. We saw how dominant he was in the World Series for sure, but I don't know. The Dodgers are weird, man. The Dodgers don't give a shit about the regular season at all. They're willing to sit guys. If a guy has like a little gets a little bandage on his pinky, that's it. Sit him down, right? They don't give a shit about the regular season. All they care about is the playoffs. So they're willing to sit their pitchers. They don't give a shit. Like I said, with Snell last year, Yamamoto, just rest them until the playoffs. So a little bit of risk there. I love Christopher Sanchez though, so I'll probably highlight him. I will be willing to take him early. I think he's dominant. And he's just as aligned with Skubal, I think, Skeens and Crochet. So not much of a difference when it comes to that. So this way, at least they get Churio as another outfielder. And I think I will now, there's a couple of, I like Caminero as well. We saw his power last year. What did he put up? Like 40 home runs? Maybe more than that. But he's gone anyway, so it doesn't make a difference. Yeah, so he's there. You got Roman Anthony as well, who's this is his season, right? He came on strong last year, and so as a rookie, so there's chances are he's going to be in that Red Sox lineup, going to play the whole season if knock on wood, no injuries, and he can put up a great season. But Roman Anthony goes obviously, so yeah, quite a few players available now. I have the option of taking a few, and even Paul Skeens kind of is dropping, so you know what? Let's take Paul Skeens. You can't, like, that value is too good. 7 picks after ADP. You're getting one of the top pitchers, that if not the top pitchers of the MLB. So I'll take Paul Skeens there. So I'll maybe hold off on Christopher Sanchez this draft, because I don't really like loading up on pitchers in the first few rounds, because I think there's always like the capability of getting a pitchers later on to fill your draft. So I really like to go up with the hitters, load up on those first, and then but I like to get one of the top pitchers. It would kind of stop at, where would it stop? I would probably say, like, I like Chris Sale at 76. That's a good bring. Hunter Green is good too. Fortunately, health is always a concern for him, but if he's on, he's on. He plays excellent. Dylan Cease kind of worries me. Peralta had a good season last year. Should be okay in the Mets as well. Logan Gilbert had an injury, kind of an injury plagued season last year, so he wasn't the greatest. Brian Wu really stepped up for the Mariners, so Cole Reagan's obviously health concern. If everything is good with him, he is a top pitcher. And as you can see from the year before when he was healthy, 11 wins, 223 Ks, 106 pitches. So innings, sorry. So yeah, definitely could be an ace as well if he can stay healthy. That'd be the biggest thing for me. So we're going to be coming up here again. A little bit of a dilemma I have is I have the ability to take another outfielder because there's some good ones on board. But I also think that I might look at possibly taking Trey Turner to kind of stack my Kyle Schwarber pick. So that doesn't hurt either. So I'll see what happens with this draft in terms of the next few picks. But you have Soderstrom, Bellinger was just taken. So Soderstrom had a good year last year, stepped out of nowhere as well. As you can see, 25 home runs, 93 RBIs on that A's team. So a bit of a I guess with the A's, they're still playing in that same field until they move into Vegas next year. So I think there's that that ability to kind of Playing the AAA field still helps their team. They got some good hitters as well. Obviously, Nick Kurtz, we talked about, Soderstrom, Langleers. So quite a bit of pop in their lineup. Still, I think the A's will be fine, and I think they're going to do great again this year. I think I am going to go with Trey Turner unless Mr. Dean decides to take him. Let's go with Trey Turner. Yeah, so let's go with Mr. Trey Turner. We'll team him up with our Kyle Schwarber pick. Get a little bit of a stack going on here. So far we have Paul Skeens as our pitcher, Trey Turner as our infielder, and we have Kyle Schwarber and Jackson Chourio as our 2 outfielders. So not looking bad here. I got coming up in pick number 7. I like Austin Riley. Just been really unlucky with injuries the last couple of years. I love Profar as well. I think Atlanta is going to be a strong offense if all these guys stay healthy. As you know, Austin Riley was injured. Acuna came back pretty good, but not the same Acuna. So maybe another year away from his ACL injury. He'll be back this year stronger. And Austin Riley as well. And then, like I just mentioned, Austin Riley, and then Profar obviously had that PED suspension, and then so he wasn't able to play a lot of the games last year. But yeah, I think all 3 are back, so potentially could be a very loaded lineup that we're sleeping on. That we kind of are maybe classifying as injury prone. So that's maybe a team that can come back, Atlanta. So I like to have pieces of them in my lineups. Try to grab as many as I can. I am pretty heavy on Profar, sorry, in a lot of the underdog tournaments, drafts, so on my teams. So yeah, but I don't really have much Austin Riley. Obviously, the concern is injuries. He's dominant, as you can see, when he is 37 home runs, 38 home runs a couple of years ago, back to back. So, but he obviously goes. So I'll have to take somebody else. I will take Jurickson. Is it Jurickson? Profar? Whatever. Let's take him as our 3rd outfielder now. So we have Paul Skeens, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Chourio, and Jurickson Profar. Just talking about the Braves lineup, I think they're one that we can really, I think you should really target as a team that's going to be on the up and up. And when they're on, man, they're on. They got some power in that lineup, and some studs as well. So we're about 13 picks away, about going to be the ADP of 68 and 77. So let's see what's right around down in that area. We're talking about Cole Reagan's high risk, high reward, man. If that guy stays healthy, that's like a 2nd or 3rd round pick. He's a Paul Skeens, just on that crochet kind of tier of pitchers. I do like Kyle Stowers quite a bit as well. And then, like I talked about, Chris Sale, he's solid too. Luis Robert kind of scares me. I feel like he's always coming into a better situation now than the White Sox, coming into that loaded Mets lineup. But at the same time, always that concern with him. Not like the last 2 years haven't been very strong for him, other than that 38 home run output he had, which was kind of an anomaly if you look at his 14-14, 38-12. And so does he have that in his bag of tricks? Maybe playing on a better team will help him. But the bat speed's still there. I think according to Baseball Savant, the bat speed's still there. Still a good outfielder. So it's hard to say what will happen. But yeah. O'Neal Cruz grows. Domo goes. Let's go with Kyle Stowers. Stowers. Like I said, I do like Cole Reagans, but I think I can, because I was looking at the draft here, the board here, and I like Chris Sale as well. I like Hunter Green, so I think I can land one of these three. I do like Bo Bichette as well. Just another, like I was talking about the Mets lineup, the ability now for Bo to play in that lineup. As you can see, he's good, provides good pop in that lineup. And if, batting after Soto, depending on where he bats, 2 or 3, or, not a bad thing to be after Lindor and Soto. So I think Bo Bichette would also be a good person to have on your team. So it looks like I'll probably be able to land. Well, I don't know if Cole's there, I gotta take him. I think 77. Like, this has been an interesting draft. A lot of guys are falling. Like, I guess like Butler is always like I think their risk of injury. But yeah, like it's pretty crazy here. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna take Cole Reagans. It's too good of a value to pick, like, to not like take him there. Like I said, he's in the top tier of the pitchers. Like, he's not any different. Like last year, he was getting drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round. Like, he was supposed to be one of the top ones. It's just unfortunately injuries struck. So if he's able to be healthy this year, man, like, I basically got him around after ADP, so which is not bad. So I'll take that value any day. So we have Skeens, we have Cole Reagans as our pitchers. We have Trey Turner as our infielder, and that's only one we have right now. Our outfielders are Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Chourio, Jurickson Profar, and Kyle Stowers. Looking good on that front. I'll probably go after an infielder now. So I do like Bo Bichette. I don't know if he'll last. Let's see. William Contreras is not bad to kind of go with my Jackson Chourio. And we have Mikhail Garcia as well. Had a pretty good season last year, and he's been improving every year since. So I think something like him, I do kind of like him as one of my infielders as well. So yeah, some interesting names still available. Like Bo Bichette still available. Drake Baldwin goes so quick. Holy man. Drake Baldwin's been going like 190th, 200 ADP. What is this guy doing over here? Let's see. 5 infielders and 1 outfielder. Okay. Well, this guy is really reaching for his guys, so all the power to him. Man, I like Contreras. Yeah, let's go with Contreras here. To kind of stack with my Jackson Chourio. So William Contreras there. My next one's interesting there. I do like. I was talking about Garcia there in Kansas City. Framber's available as well on Detroit. I think he's going to do well. He just got taken. I like Kyle Bradish as well. Yandy's always solid. You kind of know what you're going to get with him. Matt Chapman as well. So, yeah, a little bit interesting one here. CJ Abrams is still available. these outfielders are really going quick now. I was glad to kind of taking a few of them here. We have Jacob Marcy. Had a little bit of a strong, I think, end to the season. He's relatively young as well. But let's go with Mikhail Garcia if I can get him here. But I do like Bradish as well. But let's try to go with the infielders as well for now. Because I'm liking the pictures I have so far, Skeens and Reagans. So I don't know if it's worth taking a Well, that pick made my pick easier. Mikhail Garcia, it is. Kyle Brash just went the pick before, so I'm going to go with Garcia there. So I have right now, the KC lineup looks good as well. They moved their wall in, I was reading as well, so potentially better, better for batting it while at home. So, yeah, we'll kind of go with that. So Paul Skeens, Cole Reagans are my pitchers so far. I have Trey Turner, William Contreras, Mikhail Garcia as my infielders, and then my outfielders are Carlos Schwarber, Jackson Churio, Jurickson Profar, Kyle Stowers. So I will probably look at what I can probably get in my next one, whether I think probably go for an outfielder because outfielders are going quick. So if I want to get my fifth one, I probably should look at somebody that can go. So I'm going about 160. I like Trent Grisham. He's batting on top of that New York Yankees lineup. Nothing wrong with having Aaron Judge go right after you. I think that's a big bonus. So I think I like Trent Grisham. Matt Chapman's okay. I really want to get an outfielder. I think I just want to get a fifth one because they're going quick. I really like Dalton Varsho around this area, but he's already gone. So I like Dalen Lille as well. I'm gonna probably have to go with one of those guys as an outfielder. I'm sorry, just to kind of get my fifth one in. I think pitching, I'm kind of happy with my two studs I have right now. I can probably skip pitching for a little bit, maybe target them in the next few rounds right after. But I really want Trent Grisham right now. I could go for Adolis Garcia. Not the strongest season last year. It's kind of starting to drop a bit. As you can see, the numbers are coming back down. With 39 home runs in 2023, 24, 25, 19 in 2025. But now that was with Texas. Now he's on the Phillies team, and I do have a couple of studs with them already. So maybe I can use them as my part of my stack of the Phillies lineup. So if he's available, I might not be a bad one. Obviously, a lot of risk involved with Garcia. I don't know if he has the same power as before. But with Grisham gone, I might have to roll with Adolis. Let's see what happens. He is next on the ADP, so he could be taken. Yeah, so he goes. So it's going to be kind of hard to obviously get him now. So there's pitchers obviously available. Rafael Santander is obviously out for this year, so I'm not going to look at him. None of the pictures really excite me at all. Maybe go with Rafaela. Not the greatest in terms of power, but he's just solid for underdog scoring. Just makes contact with the ball. Not a power, but those singles count. They're just as valuable. Let's take him. As like I said, the outfielders are kind of trying to dry up. So I think he's a good pick. I like to take his Wilson Contreras, Williams' brother, who joined the Red Sox and might be batting cleanup, looks like, right? So I think he's obviously in a good position. Great pick, I think, later in the late rounds, because you got Duran, you got Anthony, guys that can get on base, and then you got Trevor Story, I think, if he can stay healthy. So not bad for a couple of guys that the guys before him. And if Wilson is in, I think he can be a really good sneaky pick this year, with a lot of potential RBIs this year for sure. I like Nolan McLean. I'm not sure. Let's see what happens here. I think potential to be a big, the next future ace. I think having Peralta kind of takes that little bit of pressure off of him in that Mets lineup. So definitely somebody I don't mind. Him or Trey Savage. We saw what he could do in the playoffs. Obviously, had a great year. Then you got Robbie Ray and Gavin Williams. So I think Gavin Williams also had a pretty good year last year. So I think I don't mind Gavin Williams as well. I love Brandon Woodruff as well. Had a good start, had a good end to the season. Last year, is coming back from Tommy John, so I think he's somebody that I can definitely see myself taking. And then Robbie Ray as well. So let's take Robbie Ray. I think he's solid. Kind of gives you some good numbers. Was healthy last year, came back from Tommy John and looked good. So I think gave put up 180 innings last year. So looks like he's healthy. There's no concerns. So I do like him. Probably let's take him on that pick here. And then I probably will take one other pitcher. I think. I like Alcantara. He obviously had a really slow start last year, coming back from Tommy John as well. But he definitely made up for it. He definitely made up for it by um, finishing strong the last couple of months. Like I think I forget the stats, but they were really good. And so he really, like I said, came on slow, but finished off strong. So I think there's potential for him to be potentially sorry, potentially could be a great pick if we're thinking that he's up to speed, he's healthy again. I think definitely he could be somebody that we could go after. So okay, so Woodruff is still available to us, and so is Alcantara. So a little bit of a hard one there to figure out what to do. So Woodruff does go. So I'm gonna take Sandy Alcantara. I think. Like I said, strong finish to the season. Maybe he's back, so I think I'll roll the dice and go with him. Just plays for the Marlins, which isn't great, but at the same time, had some great stuff last year as he closed off the season. So let's go with him. So let's kind of do a recap of our team here. We're on a 4-3-5 so far, 4 pitchers, 3 infielders, and 5 outfielders. So we have Paul Skeens, Cole Reagans, Robbie Ray, Sandy Alcantara, and then our infielders are Trey Turner, William Contreras, Mikhail Garcia. Our fielders are currently Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Churio, Jurickson Profar, Kyle Stowers, and Ceddanne Rafaela. And I am going to now, wondering if he lasted. Love Trevor Rogers this year. Somehow doesn't get a lot of love in Underdog for some reason, but definitely a great pick for me. So I definitely love taking Trevor Rogers. Came back strong last year from the Tommy John. So I think he is in for a great season. I think I'll probably wait on him for a little bit here, and I will take Hunter Goodman. I think the bonus is he plays in Coors Field and had a great season last year, 31 home runs, and I think he's obviously on the up and up, so I'm going to take him. And I just hope Trevor Rogers falls to me now at pick. His ADP is 174. I don't get it how his ADP is like so low, and yeah, an awesome pick. So I'm trying to get him at 164. Hopefully it happens. Let's see. So far, liking the team here. As you can see, 4 pitchers: Paul Skeens, Cole Ragans, Robbie Ray, and Sandy Alcantara. All aces. Except for maybe the Giants where he's maybe it's Logan Webb, but Robbie Ray's still number 2 on that depth chart. Trey Turner, William Contreras, Miguel Garcia, Hunter Goodman, and then my outfielders are Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Chourio, Jurickson Profar, Kyle Stowers, and Ceddanne Rafaela. So so far I'm liking the team, like I said. This draft is kind of weird. It's just like the outfitters went pretty quick. I guess like that's not weird. But no, it feels like the outfielders went a lot quicker than normal, but maybe that's just me. We had that one guy took a lot of infielders. Let's see how he's done. Buxton, Marcy, Grisham, or like Carpenter. So as you can see, if you're trying to take all your outfielders late in this draft, like it's 13 round, and guys like Abreu, Carpenter, Laureano, Osuna, guys they're kind of like you're kind of chasing, trying to get your outfielders. So, but I'm gonna take Trevor Rogers. I don't want to risk it. I love his potential this year. I think I think the Orioles look good, and they have their bullpen looks good. Bradish, him, Trevor Rogers, Shane Baz. And they added some, obviously added Pete Alonso, Taylor Ward to Gunnarsson, and then Jackson Holiday. So yeah, I think that team looks good. But we'll see what happens. One of the best divisions in baseball for sure. So who do we have left? We have Colson Montgomery, who had a bit of a breakout season as a rookie last year. As you can see, 21 home runs. Kind of like a Schwarber, not a great average contact, but when he does, it's pretty much out of the park. We got Gleyber Torres, who did pretty well in Detroit, kind of to his usual, but still a solid guy. Edward Cabrera, who had a bit of a bounce back season last year, and he's out from the Marlins. I believe now he's with the Cubs, so a little bit of a better situation for him. I think I will go for Jordan Beck though, because like I said, it looks like they're kind of going quick here, the outfielder. So let's go with Jordan Beck just to be safe and gather up our 6th. So another Colorado Rockies took Jordan Beck to kind of go with my Hunter Goodman. Um, are they good? No, but at the same time, like they're still playing Coors Field. So is that the park factor comes into play. Not a great team, but you kind of sometimes have to roll with the punches and just hope that they can put something together. Basically, playing in that park. Um, so I like Addison Barger too. I feel like he's going to be taking over that like Bo Bichette in the batting lineup. Came on strong last year in the playoffs and late in the season, but um, should be an everyday. Whether I think he's playing, where does he play? Second base or left field? Like I think he's or third base or left field. But I think with the Santander injury, I think he's gonna be playing left field quite a bit. So I think maybe an everyday player, which is great to have at that pick. I like Luke Keishel as well. Sorry. I'm just checking baseball savants. That's what I use. Just trying to see how's Keisha looking this year. Young rookie, so a little bit of risk to him. Manzardo looks good too. Yeah, good bounce back. I think it's just that risk of being platooned, which means he might not be playing every day. But I think he might be over that now. I think that's no longer the case. His only Keisha goes. In that case, let's take Cabrera as our sixth pitcher. I do like Emmett Sheehan, so I probably will go with 7 pitchers in this one. I like Bubic too. I like McClanahan. I think he's gonna come back. He hasn't pitched in forever, so let's see what happens with him. I like Ivan Herrera as well as a DH, and I love Brendan Donovan as well. He's basically going to be in that Mariners lineup, top of the order, with Julio and Cal Riley and Josh Naylor. So I don't think that hurts. Pretty good at making contact. The year before he had almost 1,200 points. So I think definitely he could be in the bounce back, especially if he's batting like in the top of the order, like I was saying before. So definitely him, Barger, like I said. Guys that I all like, but I will probably go with looking at the pitchers right now. Under 7th right now. Maybe just go with Addison Barger right now. So I do have So McClanahan goes. So I'll take Addison Barger right here. Kind of gives my 5th infielder. So let's kind of recap our team here. So on our 6 pitchers are Paul Skeens, Cole Regans, Robbie Ray, Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers, and Edward Cabrera. Our infielders consist of Trey Turner, William Contreras, Mikhail Garcia, Hunter Goodman, Addison Barger. And then our outfielders are Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Churio, Jurickson Profar, Kyle Stowers, Sedan Rafaela, and Jordan Beck. So a couple of questionable outfielders in my 5th and 6th spot, but I think I like my top 3 right now of Schwarber, Churio, and Profar. Profar can stay off the PEDs. We're healthy. We're good. And then I do like to target Brendan Donovan and Ivan Herrera late. But let's look for a 7th pitcher as well. You got Shane Smith for the White Sox, who doesn't really excite me. He had a good year last year, but at the same time, it's still the White Sox, so I don't know. Matthew Boyd, I don't mind as well as a late one, but he'll probably go. I probably will take Brendan Donovan if I have the opportunity because Ivan Herrera went. So I'll probably go after him. Cade Horton wasn't bad last year. Did pretty well. So he could be the ace this year with him and Matthew Boyd between the two. So there's always that. Drew Rasmussen. He's Drew. What can you say? Castellanos just signed with the Padres, I guess, today. So there's potential there. As a 7th outfielder, I guess it's not bad. But, Andrew Abbott had a decent year last year. And then I like Joe Musgrove. Maybe I should probably go up to Job. Because with Joe you get he was good, man. Just injuries, right? And he didn't pitch all last year because of the Tommy John. So he's been pretty much like a year and a half away from baseball, and they said there's no limits on his no strict innings cap in 2026. So like that, we bring him on slowly. Probably won't throw 181, but if I can get 150 or 140 potentially, and like he says, he feels good. So that's someone I don't mind targeting as my 7th pitcher. If I feel like I'm happy with my first top 2, and then just need him to just be somewhat healthy, somewhat decent throughout the year. So let's take Brendan Donovan. Lines up perfectly as my 6th infielder. Like I said, I definitely love him on the top of the order for the Mariners. Just batting in that lineup is going to help. Kind of saw Suarez do that last year, and when he came over from the Diamondbacks. He's with the Reds now, but he had a good year as well. So I don't think batting in that lineup hurts. The same as Polanco as well, who's on the Mets. So I don't mind him as well. Actually, speaking of him, as my 7th infielder, just because like we talked about before, he's batting in the loaded Mets lineup. Right now, I was penciled in as the cleanup number 4 hitter. That does not hurt at all. So if that's the case, I definitely like him a lot. I don't mind Hurston Waldrop. The only difference is he's most likely not going to be in the starting rotation to start the season. But as we saw him come in last year, he did pretty well. So that's someone to maybe watch out for, especially if they say Schwellenbach is not healthy. Strider's still a bit of an unknown. And yeah. Marte from the Reds, not too bad. Not really exciting. JJ Weatherholt, maybe he's our Nick Kurtz this year. That's someone I could probably look at as a little bit of an upside play compared to Polanco. Kind of know what we get with him. So, maybe look at him. Bryson Stott too, eh? Oh, who do I go with, Cade or Musgrove? Gonna get auto-picked here. Let's go with Musgrove, actually. he can come back. Musgrove was a G back in the day, a couple of years ago. Got back in the day, a couple of years ago. Obviously, the Tommy John is the scary injury, and but I feel like he's healthy. Like they said, and they came out saying there's no innings cap. Like he's been pretty much a year and a half removed from the injury. So if even it's a slow start, it's my seventh pitcher. So if he can build up to it and maybe come on strong late in the season, when I need him the most, or all my players the most when it's the playoffs, then whatever at that point. We're about our last round here, but let's go through our team. We're probably gonna take a seventh infielder, maybe an outfielder. Let's see who's available here. Cam Smith isn't bad. Castellanos maybe on the Padres, not bad. Chandler Simpson, no power whatsoever. Just still steals a lot of bases, a lot of speeds. So I don't know. You're not really going after much there. Well, let's see what we got so far. We have Paul Skeens, Cole Reagans, Robbie Ray, Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers, Edward Cabrera, and Joe Musgrove as our pitchers. And then our infielders are Trey Turner, William Contreras, Miguel Garcia, Hunter Goodman, Addison Barger, and Brendan Donovan. And our outfielders are Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Churio, Jerickson Profar, Kyle Stowers, Ceddanne Rafaela, and Jordan Beck. So we have a couple of stacks. We have the Milwaukee Brewers stack with Contreras and Churio, and then we do have the Colorado Jordan Beck and Hunter Goodman, and then we obviously have the Philly stack of Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber. So, wow. Okay, so I guess it's Polanco or Weatherholt. Oh man. Let's go with Weatherholt. Let's go with a little bit of upside. The rookie, who knows? If he works out, then it'll be a great thing. But let's take Weatherholt. Weatherholt will be our seventh infielder, and we do have our final team here. Looks okay. I took Skeens early, kind of dropped a couple of spots past ADP. And then obviously Cole Reagans dropped a full round past ADP, so I had to take him there. But just one more time, sorry. Paul Skeens, Cole Reagans, Robbie Ray, Sandy Alcantara, Trevor Rogers, who I just don't understand. It's just going so late in the drafts at 174. I've got him at 164. I don't care if I reached. It's fine. Edward Cabrera, and then Joe Musgrove. And then my infield is Trey Turner, William Contreras, Miguel Garcia, Hunter Goodman, Addison Barger, Brendan Donovan, and JJ Weatherholt. My outfielders Kyle Schwarber, Jackson Churio, Jerickson Profar, Kyle Stowers, Ceddanne Rafaela, Jordan Beck. Outfielders a little bit tricky, especially the last three. I'm banging on Kyle Stowers to come back and have a great season based on his rookie season. So a little bit of fingers crossed there. Ceddanne Rafaela is just an everyday player. Sometimes you just need that in your lineup. Guys are just playing and hitting, and that's either singles, their points. So you sometimes get those as well. And then Jordan Beck as well. Came on, had a strong season last year, his first season in the pros. So I'm hoping just being in the in Coors Field kind of naturally helps your progression. But as we know, the Rockies suck, and it might not even make a difference at all. But like I said, if he is playing an everyday, I think then in that case we gotta try to get on him, and hopefully he's able to do something. But we might be a little bit tricky on the outfielders here, but I do like the pitching and I do like the infielders, so I think hopefully it's a good team. But yeah, that's it. That's fantasy football, Dad. It's not just fantasy football, folks. The dad loves baseball as well, so that's his first draft here. Please subscribe, like if you can. I will be posting more drafts as we get closer to the MLB. Like I said, it's just a lot easier doing best ball. It's just fun to kind of follow your team all year, not have to worry about setting lineups and having to figure out which players to pick up and the waivers and pitchers and all that shit. It's too hard. I did it once. My God, it was the longest season of life. I just wanted it to end. But best ball, I just love the whole ability to kind of draft players and then kind of putting the team together, just similar to fantasy football drafts. So I'll be doing those as well. Look out for my channel as well. Has football content. We'll have baseball. We did some basketball drafts earlier this year. I'll kind of recap that. I think it was fun to talk about because I did do a couple of drafts on NBA, so I want to kind of go back and see how my teams did, which things worked, which didn't. NBA, man, just fucking everyone. You gotta be so careful with those teams. You just basically just pick the best players from the best teams. Don't go over these like shitty teams where they start tanking and. Like I swear, Lauri Markkanen hasn't played more than I think more than 40 or 50 games. I think in the last 3 or 4 years. But when he's on, he's like awesome. But fuck, man, they tank the Jazz. I just don't know what they're doing now. They're gonna do the same thing with Jaren Jackson. So he's pretty much gonna be done now. If you got him for best ball. Obviously, I think he tore something. I think his ACL or whatever, his knee or something like that. So he's a goner anyway. So, but at the same time, just understand like, oh man, baseball. Like I said, is it's kind of like basketball, a lot of injuries, but at the same time, best ball makes it a lot easier. We're not having to worry about it. Just kind of draft and forget and check in September. Once the summer's over and you've had your fun, go back and see how your baseball teams did. With that, the dad is out. If you have any comments, please leave them on the videos. I truly appreciate it. If you want to tell me I suck, I shouldn't do this. I appreciate that. And if you want to tell me that this certain guy has a different WOBA, or man, you're not looking at the WRC, blah, 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 ERA, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. I'm just going off of what I know from baseball, what I read, what I see. And basically, if I think they're going to play or they're going to, basically what they've done in the past is good enough for me. But with that, thanks again. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will be very active the next few months as we do some fantasy football drafts, best ball drafts, as we get ready for the draft and the preseason and free agency and all that good stuff. Baseball is gonna be done pretty much by next month. But yeah, football is a never-ending grind, and that'll be going on for 4 months. So we'll be doing a lot of videos for that. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.